What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on this topic, and we got to talk about a few things. Of course, they're going to be surrounding Diddy and all of the shenanigans. The first thing that I want to touch on is the fact that Cassie's ex, Ryan Leslie, has come out and said that Cassie is going on a world tour. And then I also want to discuss the fact that 50 Cent is talking about producing a Surviving P. Diddy documentary, and that all of the proceeds will go to the victims. And I also want to play you guys this clip of this intelligent brother talking about Diddy and breaking everything down that's going on with him. And then of course I have some more electrifying news in regards to Diddy. And according to the info that slid across my desk, you had a male victim who slid in Kim Porter's DMs back in the days trying to get in contact with Diddy before he filed a lawsuit against him, because apparently Diddy had R'd him in a home in Atlanta, which was described to be some type of dungeon-like atmosphere. So most definitely stay tuned for that groundbreaking news. Now, before we go any further and get into these clips, I do want to encourage you guys to follow me on Instagram at Carolina Crush TV, just in case something happens over here. I will leave the link in the comments. All right, now with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into these clips. Now the first clip is going to be Ryan Leslie, who is Cassie's ex, basically explaining that he's been in contact with Cassie and Cassie is going on a world tour. And the second clip is going to be discussing 50 Cent and the fact that he wants to produce this documentary called Surviving P. Diddy, and he's saying that all the proceeds is going to go to all the victims, right? And so the last clip is going to be showcasing this brother who's very intelligent, and he's basically talking about everything that's going down with Diddy and breaking it down. So sit tight and I'll be right back.
I just want to ask you really fast, right? I know you worked with Cassie initially. Did you ever think or know that she was in danger at any moment, anytime, anything? Did she ever, is that something that you...
I think that was a much further past after, our working relationship.
Well, have you spoken to her?
Yeah, we've definitely spoken, but mostly it was around the time when our mutual manager was passed away.
Oh wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, how's she doing? Have you spoken to her since the allegations, or?
Well, the last conversation we had, she's planning for a tour, so we had talked.
Oh, I like that. I love that. Okay, other things, AI. What do you plan on doing with AI?
Right now, I think really I'm just watching what's happening in the space. But if people really want to get with me, I am mostly helping musicians and entrepreneurs in the financial market. So a lot of times, especially like when COVID, when everything shut down, people couldn't tour anymore.
Right.
I helped a lot of musicians, people, label owners, etc. I helped them with their finances, learn how to invest, so they never have to worry about money again.
Last. Blast. People kind of say that he sounds like you. Do you feel any way, or are you flattered?
No, Blast and Carl, those are my folks, man.
So you don't mind. You're all for it.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you. I appreciate you.
If we get a Surviving Diddy documentary, that is going to be amazing. The survivors deserve to have their stories told. I am sure that Diddy and Bad Boy Entertainment and everybody behind the scenes has worked diligently to squash the voices of the women. And if 50 Cent uses his production power to put that on, that is going to be amazing. So I saw this on Instagram. 50 Cent says proceeds from his upcoming Diddy documentary will go towards victims of SA. WTF, at some point, you just got to do the right thing. Okay, so understand, because just because I'm making this video does not mean that I believe that 50 Cent is a decent dude, because we all know how he acts towards his children and the mothers of his children. I'm just putting it out here that he is talking about seriously making this documentary, and I am here for it. As seen on the Neighborhood Talk Instagram, his quote is, "I can confirm that the untitled Diddy documentary is in development through G Unit Film and Television, with Curtis 50 Cent Jackson given as executive producer." A spokesperson for 50 said in a statement to Billboard on Thursday, proceeds from this documentary that G Unit Film and Television receives will go to victims of SA and... Okay, now for some of the comments. Ms. K says, "I wonder why Diddy never responds to 50. The receipts must be vicious." And I'm wondering, is Diddy responding to anyone outside of, letting his lawyers do the talking and trying to do things behind the scene? Has anyone that comments on my stuff seen him respond to anybody? If you have, please direct me to who he's responded to so I can go look it up. All right. He knows that 50 hires Blackwater ops and those ex-military vets for protection. He knows 50 is a strategist, and yeah, 50 got receipts too. Okay. I really hope that we see these receipts. Somebody else says, been wondering this for years now. Go watch his Breakfast Club interview when they told him what 50, his reaction was very abnormal considering what was being said about him. Sorry, I shouldn't have read that one. I don't know what that says at all. I don't know what that means. Okay, now this part. Can 50 do a documentary without Diddy Do's permission? And then Lala Baby says, what did Diddy do to him in the past? This is nuts. I hate all of this for our people. Understand, Lala Baby, this is not our people. I don't associate with people who do these types of things. You might, Lala Baby, associate with people who use their power, prestige, wealth, and positions to take advantage of women that are trying to break into the entertainment field. You, Lala Baby, and pick-me's like Lala Baby, and other men who body block for people like Diddy, consider them your people. I don't. They can go somewhere forever and never be seen or heard from again, as far as I'm concerned. Ever. I hope that we never see them again outside of getting some justice and seeing them being locked away. At the bottom, I appreciate this. Girl, bye with this for our people, SHIT. Right is right, wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter who did it. Diddy is a piece of S and been a piece of S, and now he needs to pay. Period. Doesn't matter, black, white, or indifferent. So stop it. Absolutely. Just stop this madness. Stop saying our people. These are not our people unless you just associate with those types. Someone says nope, especially if it's the victim's perspective and he's actually found guilty, settles, etc. The victim can share all they want. They could probably share beforehand. Somebody else says, I don't think R. Kelly's was cleared by him at all. I mean, of course it wasn't cleared by him. Why would R. Kelly want all that out? Do the right thing with your son, 50. Use the same energy to fix that relationship. Michelle said, he's tried several times, beloved. Let's try something new. No, he did not, beloved. He been bullying his son and baby mama online since that boy was a teen. Yes, I know that this has nothing to do with the situation, but I needed to bring that in because, yes, this is just a reminder that 50 is not like a good guy in the good guy type of sense, but he's still doing something good with this. Stop lying. 50 don't care about his son. All right. Make a documentary about that. Black fathers fixing their broken relationships with their children would be far more interesting than Diddy's alleged assault cases. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, I have the bandwidth to see both. Make them both. But we need this Diddy situation because this Diddy situation is going to break open a lot of different things and a lot of skeletons are going to fall and a lot of people are going to fall. We need all of this. What's 50's zodiac sign? I'm trying to see something. He's a Cancer. Towards the bottom, she says, we are vengeful as F. Not sure why people think we're so cuddly. I don't know much about what Cancers do, but somebody can fill me in. What is it about Cancers? 50 is R. Diddy's worst nightmare. R. Diddy, you win. R. Diddy is effing hilarious. R. Diddy is crazy. Yes, this is R. Diddy, surviving R. Diddy. You guys go ahead, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one.
So your boy P. Diddy over here looking like Scar at the end of The Lion King when the hyenas was tearing him apart. And everybody's so caught up in the scandal that they're missing the science about what his fall from grace really means for the rest of us. You see, the kind of power that Diddy had has been under review for a very long time because it's shadow power, a power that relies on the darkness of other people to prop it up. The power paradigm shift is coming right along with the fact that humans are shifting their paradigms when it comes to their relationship with power. And therefore, anybody who is propped up by shadow power is falling right along with it. Let's explain shadow power. It's just any power that is based on force, intimidation, coercion, based on blackmail, manipulation, anything that has the subject of that power stuck in their lower self, which means that the moment these people overcome their self, whether they overcome their fear, whether they overcome their addiction to money, sex, whatever is the leverage that the powerful people have, then they are a brick in the pyramid that gets removed, threatening those at the top. When Cassie comes forward, when people like Columbus Short come forward, when people used to work with Bad Boy come forward, that is a brick removed in the shadow power pyramid, and it no longer has any weight. because shadow power ultimately is an illusion. In fact, let me give you a bigger example of somebody who seemed invincible in the world of shadow power falling. Jeffrey Epstein. There were people that Jeffrey Epstein tried to intimidate, but when the people overcame their fear, Epstein lost his power. There were people that Epstein tried to bribe, but when they overcame their greed, Epstein lost his power. Now put yourself in the frame of mind of one of these young girls who was trafficked to island. They looking around on the island, they see heads of state, they see entertainers, they see people who have power in media and law, right? There's no way that themselves as a young girl who's basically a runaway or somebody who could be a missing person would have any hope that anything will one day hang in a jail cell. But that's how powerful the light of your courage and integrity truly is. This is where the rubber meets the road when they say if you change yourself, you change the world. Because if the world is run on shadow power, the thing it fears is your light. Not just Diddy, it's not just Epstein, it's R. Kelly, it's Harvey Weinstein, it's all of these supposed gods falling to the light of the truth that we shine. Even Jada had her turn in the barrel when August Alsina came forward. There's this book called A Course in Miracles that says nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. And I couldn't understand for the life of me how that applied in the real world until now. This supposed power that these kings of the world have had for so long wasn't real to begin with. The problem was that we believed in the shadow more than our own light. See, ultimately, those who are kings in the world of shadow power are trapped souls themselves. So once you free you and knock them out of power, you actually free them. Believe in your light. Believe in your courage. Believe in your integrity. It matters. Keep shining.
All right, so you guys just seen and heard all of that. Now, the first thing I want to briefly discuss is the fact that Cassie is going on a world tour. I think that this is a opportune time for her to go because the spotlight is on Diddy, and I don't think that Diddy would be brave enough to send any type of goons her way. I truly believe that when you take into account that Cassie just received her $20 million payout from Diddy, that she can make some more money, right? Going on tour, because I feel like a lot of people are going to show up just to see what she has to say and just to show support. So I think right now would be the perfect time for her to just plan a tour and go out there and see what she can do. Now, I'm not trying to diminish her talent or anything, but the one song she had, Me and You, is the only one that I'm really familiar with. But I ultimately think that her fans and people who may not be fans of her music will come out and support her based off the fact of everything that she showcased within that lawsuit. Now, of course, according to my credible source, she didn't showcase everything, because I told you guys initially there was a 60-page lawsuit and it was narrowed down to a 35-page lawsuit. But anyway, it was enough. Now, as far as 50 producing this documentary about Diddy, I don't know how I feel about him. I feel like I want to see Cassie's perspective. I told you guys in a previous video that she's working on her own documentary. Now, I think that everything that 50 is doing against Diddy is well calculated. I just think that he doesn't like him for some reason. I do understand the fact that Diddy is very close to Rick Ross, and the fact that 50 and Rick Ross had that beef or still have that beef going on. I think that's an issue for 50. And also, let's not forget that Diddy snagged up 50's baby mom, Daphne Joy. You know, he was dating her at one point in time. So now I agree with 50 when it comes to the victims and things like that. We're on the same page. I'm just saying, I don't know if I like the messenger, right? I understand that the victims are going to get the proceeds, and I agree with that, but I just don't like him as the messenger because, you know, at the end of the day, I know that there are two different situations, but the way he treated his son, the way that he treated, you know, his baby mamas and things like that, I don't roll with that either. So I don't see why, you know, I don't look at him as someone that I would want to see him producing any type of documentary about anybody. In my estimation, his character is in question and he's disqualified until he get his fixed and get his stuff in order in regards to treating his son with some type of respect and mending that relationship. But go ahead, do what you do, because it's kind of hard to tussle and argue with the fact that this man is saying that he's producing a film exposing Diddy and basically all the proceeds are going to go to the victims. You know, that's a good look, so I can't knock that. But again, I just don't like the message, especially when you take into account that 50 just settled with a girl because he threw a mic in the crowd and busted her cabbage wide open, right? You knew that there were females in that crowd, but because you let some dude get the best of you, your pride was insulted. You just went ahead and launched the mic anyway. I know it's a different situation from Diddy, but at the end of the day, again, I don't like the messenger. Now, as far as the third clip, You know what I'm saying? Dude was just speaking facts right there. He was just giving us some knowledge. But I will say, within the Hollywood realm, an individual can have all this power within their truth, right? Receipts and things of that nature against a celebrity that violated them. Well, it's up to the top if that information gets out or not, because most of these celebrities, especially these high profile celebrities, are under contract. And when you go against the grain, that's when all the information starts to come out. And just like I told you guys in a previous video, there's friction between Clive Davis and Diddy because Diddy didn't renew his contract. So if you're going to go against the grain, guess what? We're going to expose everything that we know about you, and we're going to sully your reputation, and ultimately your connection to Hollywood is finished. And y'all, Diddy could lose everything here. This is serious for him and his family. But anyway, let's go ahead and pivot to this email. This video has already been too long, and so before we get started, I do want to say that everything that I'm about to convey to you is all alleged, okay? I have to protect the integrity of my platform, and I will do so by any means necessary, all right? So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. And it says, hey brother, just a little update for you. According to lawyers who have direct connection with the lawyers that are representing Cassie, another detail that was left out of the lawsuit was the fact that Cassie provided names of 2 women that Diddy settled with in 2015 and 1 male that Diddy settled with back in 2017. And Cassie said the settlement total for all 3 individuals was north of $10 million. Cassie was said to have gotten those receipts from Kim Porter. The 2 women who were victimized said to have threatened a lawsuit against Diddy after saying that they were both AR'd by several men at Diddy's estate in Miami during the summer of 2014. The male victim claims he was taken advantage of in a dungeon-like atmosphere after he was lured down to the basement area of a home in Atlanta after being told that there was a studio down there and that they were going to work on music. The male victim met Diddy at a club in ATL, and that's when a conversation was ignited about music. The guy told Diddy that he could sing, and that's how they got acquainted. I'm told that the guy even sung a verse of a song he had written, and that's when Diddy got his information and contacted him a few weeks later to hang out and framed it as if he wanted to work with him on some music-esque. The guy said shortly after arriving to the home, he noticed a solid presence of security outside of the house and inside of the house. He said it made him kind of nervous because they didn't seem to be professional security guards. They had on militant gear with do-rags and Timberlands on. So he gets inside and they have a few drinks, and within an hour he began to feel lethargic and weak. The guy was said to be in so much pain that after being dropped off at Lenox Mall that he went to the emergency room at Emory University Hospital, and the MD was able to see and confirm that there was force trauma to the spectrum. I'm paraphrasing, guys, spectrum, okay? Find a word that rhymes with spectrum. And they found ecstasy in his system. The guy messaged Kim Porter on Instagram after several weeks of failed attempts trying to contact Diddy. So when that failed, he contacted Kim Porter through Instagram, and Kim confronted Diddy about it. Diddy got back in contact with the guy and settled before the guy called the cops to file a police report and press charges and got lawyers involved. Jermaine Dupri is said to know who the guy is and knows of the incident. But anyway, you guys just saw and heard that. Pretty heavy, pretty direct, and also pretty detailed. And to be perfectly honest, guys, there's so many things coming out about Diddy, I just don't know what to say anymore. I mean, this dude is an absolute tyrant. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna let it go right here. I want you all to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that was discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.